For countless eons, the Earth has radiated the immense beauty of its own resplendent nature, with its myriad forms, colors, and dynamics. Mankind has long enjoyed this unquantifiable splendor, most often taking advantage of just enough of the Earth's generous resources to survive, and sometimes to thrive. But something is occurring now which is unprecedented in our planetary history, something frighteningly ominous. Since the beginning of the technological age, byproducts of man's activities have been constantly spilling over into nature's dominion, tainting the very resources that we humans have taken for granted for so long. Some of those resources, like food and water, are so important for our survival that we have now rendered our species in danger of our very selves. The pollution of nature is now complete, with chemical toxicity measurable in the middle of our vast oceans, thousands of miles from the manifold sources of contamination. And if this wasn't bad enough, we have also overfished our waters nearly to the point of depletion and poisoned the few that are left. We have intoxicated our lakes and streams. We have devastated our desperately needed pollinating insects with our venomous agricultural pesticides. We have filled the very air we breathe with noxious contaminants. And we have squandered our most precious resource of all, potable water. When you add onto all of this the additional problems of climate change, nuclear radiation, peak oil, economic mayhem, and geopolitical villainy, the dilemma suddenly thickens into what could be seen as a singular oozing pestilence, a vastly concocted black plague which by now is encroaching upon the very threshold of every single home on our once pristine planet. The Earth, along with all its inhabitants, has been on a downward spiral for roughly a century, and that terrible vector has sped up exponentially in the last decade. A great and tumultuous crash is perilously near, and due to the incredible proportions of the current debt bubble, an extinction-level crash might even be upon us in a matter of months, weeks, or days. Will you be ready to face the madness? Will you be prepared for a world that can no longer deliver food to your local grocery store? Are you ready to gaze into the gaping abyss of uncertainty and to feel its own dispassionate gaze upon your fragile mortal frame? You can help us to broadcast the rare voice of reason in the attempt to assist the entire world in its hour of greatest need. Be a sponsor for positive change today, before the opportunity for change is no longer part of the equation.